In this demonstration, I'm going to show you how to create a new VPC and attached with the EC2 instances. Also, we are going to create a custom VPC along with the default VPC. We are going to pair it. So that is what the experiment we are going to do. For this exercise, I'm going to take the IP ranges 192.168.0.0/16 as the this is for the custom VPC. Already a default VPC is available with the IP ranges 172.31.0.0/16. So for the Linux machine 1, I'm going to attach with the custom VPC. The Linux machine 2 is going to be attached with the default VPC. So finally, we are going to pair these two virtual machines. So for that, you can log into your AWS management console. So take the service called VPC. So now you can go to the service called your VPCs. So already there is a VPC available, which is a default VPC. Now I want to create my own VPC. So just click on this create VPC. You can give the VPC name as test VPC. And you can give the IP range. As I already told you, the IP range is 192.168.0.0/16. 192.168.0.0/16. You can choose the IPv6 CSDF block, and the naming, the tags and all optional. You can create a VPC now. So once you are done the VPC, go to your VPCs and you can able to see the VPC is now available with the range 198.168.0.0/16. So after that, go to subnets now. You have already 6 subnet, so that is for your default VPC. Now we have to make a subnet for our own VPC. So now create a subnet. Now choose the VPC as a test VPC and give the subnet name as, you can keep it as private subnet or public subnet, whatever you can, or you can keep it as my subnet. You can keep it as my subnet. The availability zone, no need to give any preferences. This time the CSDF block is 192.168.1.0/24. So this I am going to use. So now to create a subnet. So we have created our own subnet. So that is in the range 192.168.1.0/24. Now go to your internet gateway and create a new internet gateway. The gateway which is already exists is a default gateway. Now you have to create our own gateway. So I just make the gateway name as test gateway and create a gateway. Once you have created, you have to attach the same with the VPC. Just click on this attach and select your test VPC. Finally, attach the internet gateway. 3 steps we have done. That is VPC we have done, subnet we have done, internet gateway we have done. And the next step is our routing table. Click on this routing table. The routing table which is already to exist, which is our default routing table. Now we have to create our own routing table. So click on this routing table. So test routing table, RT for routing table. Choose a VPC, that is our test VPC. Create a routing table. Once you have created the routing table, in the routes you can able to find only one IP address with the range 192.168.0.0/16. So now we have to give all traffic. So just click on this edit routes and add a route and take this IP, that is 0.0.0/0, where the target is internet gateway. Choose your internet gateway. Finally, then save. Once you have completed in the routing, go to the subnet association. So now this subnet is not associated. So click on this edit subnet association, choose your subnet and save the association. So once you have completed, our configuration is perfect now. So now we have completed VPC, subnet, routing table and internet gateway. So the next thing is I want to verify whether the configuration whatever we have done is correct or not. So I am just duplicating this tab. Take the service called EC2. Take the service and go to instances. There is no running instance now. I want to launch a new instance. Just click on this launch instance and give the instance name as machine 1, or you can give a custom VPC machine, keep it as custom VPC machine and choose the AMI as a Linux machine, which is a free tier 1. The instant type is t2.micro. For this, keeper is not required. You can proceed without keeper. The network settings you have to edit because I already told you. So we are doing the first part, that is we have created our own VPC that to be attached with the Linux machine 1. So just to edit this, so choose the VPC as your own VPC and the subnet is only one subnet we created as my subnet. You can choose the same and don't forget to enable this auto assign public IP. Once you are done, you have to create a security group. Security group, I already told you, security group should accept all the traffic. So make sure that you just select all traffic. Don't forget to select the security group. The type is all traffic. And finally, under this advanced detail, you have to keep the custom data. So why I am keeping custom data means with the help of public IPv4 address, I can able to validate my user data. So take this custom data which is already shared in your Telegram. Take the custom data, paste it. Now just it will simply display as welcome to AWS class. Simply launch the machine. Now go to this view all instances. Now our instances started executing. So how we can verify our results mean? Just to click on this instance ID, take this public v4 IP address, take it in a new tab. If we got our user data, then our configuration is perfect. So still it is executing. So why? Because our configuration is, our machine is still not completed. The status should be changed from initialization to trans to checks passed. Just to refresh this. Take a public v4 IP address. So now I got the result as it works. So we will take public IP address again. We will check it out. Actually, you will get the result as AWS class. Actually, we are getting some different, but anyway, it is fine. So similar to that, we have to create another machine. Okay, that I already told you. First one we completed. Now successfully we have executed it. For the second machine, we have to choose the default VPC. So what I'm doing, so go to your instances, launch your instance. So this time you can keep the machine as default VPC machine. Keep it as default VPC machine. Browse EMIs, take the Linux machine, and your instant type is t2.micro, where keeper is not required. And the network settings you can accept a default VPC. The subnet is no preference. Auto assign public IPC enabled. With the security group, do not forget to enable this HTTPS and HTTP. Finally, under this advanced detail, as usual, keep this user data, then launch the instance. So once the machine gets launched, you can view the instance. There are two instances were now running. You please verify with the public IPv4 address. Take a public v4 address. So it's showing its works. So finally, our configuration is perfect for our custom VPC. Similar to that, check it for your default VPC also. Take this default VPC, take it in a new tab, public IPv4 address. So still I am getting some issue because the system is still launching. So we have to wait for some time till the completion of this 2+2 checks passed. So I'll refresh this. Once I'll close and take this public IPv4 address, now you can see it is also working fine. So now both the machines were successfully executed. So now these machines are ready. First machine, the second machine is ready. Now our duty is that we have to peer it. Whenever you are doing peering connection, one machine should be a requester, another machine is an acceptor. For our case, what I am doing is the first machine. So whichever we created newly, so that is custom VPC as a requester, the acceptor is a default VPC. Assume like that. So now just to go to this peering connection. Actually the peering connection which is available under VPC management console. Go to this VPC management console. Go to this peering connection. Create a new peering connection. Click on this create peering connection. Give the peering connection name as peering 1, or you can give any name. 1, 2, 3. I just make it as peering 1, 2, 3. So here you have to select the requester. Actually the requester is our own VPC, that is test VPC, and the acceptor is a default VPC. So select the default VPC. So that's it, we have done. Create a peering connection now. So once the peering connection gets created, make sure that you have to accept the requester. Why? Because both the acceptor and the requester which we have created through your account, so you have to accept by your own. So that is, just click on this accept request. So okay, so now we have successfully done. So for verification purpose, I'll tell you how to verify whether the acceptable, so whether peering connection is successfully done or not. So for the verification, what we have to do is, I already told you, our requester is your custom VPC, the acceptor is your default VPC. So you have to open a machine which we have created with the help of our own VPC. So go to your EC2 instance. So this is your custom VPC. So just click on this instance ID, try to connect it with the EC2 instance connect. So it will open a AWS command line interface. So now what we have to do is, we have to ping a IP address of the private IP address of your default VPC. So actually what we did is, this EC2 instance connect is here, just comes from your custom VPC. So now how for the verification purpose, what we have to do is, we have to ping the private IP of this default VPC machine. So now I open this IP. So public IP is openly available, definitely it will ping. Our ultimate job is to make the private IPv4 address to be pinged. For example, if I take this one and try to ping this IP address, it is not coming. For example, if you have taken a public IPv4 address, definitely it will ping. Ping, paste it, definitely it will ping. So if there is any problem, so then there is a issue with your security rules. So now go to your instances, go to the security and take the security group. Now security group is perfect. For this machine it is perfect. I'll take the second machine. For this also take the security, click the security. Okay, so here actually the all traffic is not enabled. Make sure that all traffic should be enabled. Delete all the groups, add a group, take all traffic, IPv4, save the groups. Now you can check it out. Now our IP is started pinging. So what the wrong we have did is for the second machine, our security group is not defined with all traffic. So now we have given. Okay, so now our ultimate aim is that our private IP should ping. So what I am doing, once again I am doing this step. Go to this instance, take the first machine, try to connect it. Now we have to ping the IP address of your second machine. Now go to your instances, take the second machine and the private IP. Take the private IP and try to ping it. So now what happens is there is nothing is happening, which means that the traffic is not generated. So now we have we have we have we haven't completed one step, so that the private IP is not communicating. If the private IP is not communicating means obviously the requester and acceptor both are communicating, which means our default VPC and the our test VPC is communicating. So what we have to do is go to your VPC. There is a change in the routing policy. Click on this routing table. Okay, so actually you can see this one we have actually created, and the routing table which is already available, which means that this routing table is actually a default one. So here you can able to see. So this is actually from the default VPC. Which one is the our own VPC? So what we have to do is just to click on any one VPC. Sorry, any one routing table. First click on this first routing table, and already 0.0.0, that is all traffic is there, 172, which means that our default VPC is there. So what we have to do is the route to be added, that is our custom VPC IP address should be added here. Just edit the routes, add a route that is 192.168.0.0/60, and this time the target is a peering connection. Target is a peering connection. Now save the route. Similar to that, go to the routing table and take the second one, that is our own routing table. Click on the routing table. Already 192, that is IP address of our own is there, but default is not. Just edit the route and add the route. Include the IP range, that is 172. Check once. 31.0, 31.0.0/60. Here also the target is the peering connection. Finally save the. That's it. Now you check it out. Now your machine is started pinging. So that's about the exercise. If you have started pinging, which means that you have taken one machine, you opened one machine, but you have to check the IP with the another machine. So if it is started pinging means obviously our requester and the responder both were communicating. So that's it about the exercise. And one more thing, please ensure that in the EC2 instances, the previously we are not getting the output. Why? Because in this, you please ensure that in the security groups, all traffic should be enabled. All traffic should be enabled. Please ensure the same for the second instance also. Click on the security. Click on the security groups. All traffic should be enabled. Finally, the private IP also start coming. So that's it about the exercise. Thank you.